I thought I'd show you how I do cleanup because Sarah and I were talking about how to clean up when you have a light color polish like white, and I gave her some tips and I thought they might be handy. So the first thing I wanted to show you was the first thing I do for cleanup is I use an orange stick like this when I'm putting the polish on, and I brush the polish on and then I run it around here, so if it pulls at my cuticles, I just run the edge along here and I wipe it on a cotton pad, and I wipe so I get a lot off that way. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it really helps with cleanup. And I reuse this orange stick when it gets kind of gunky like it is now. I take a coarse nail file and I just sand it like this on the nail file, and it's like having a brand new stick. So I use that a lot, and you can actually dip that in acetone and run it around there if you want. I don't usually do that though. So this is the Make Your Mani for this Tuesday, and the prompt was white as a main color and orange and glitter and splatter or drip, and I thought this might be somewhere between a splatter or a drip. I saw it on YouTube. So I've got glitter on my cuticles. I wasn't terribly careful because I knew I was going to do this, and I thought I'd show you how I do it. But while I was setting this up, I managed to break my thumbnail, so that's repaired. So that one's not done. And I managed to ding this, and I just wanted to show you how I repair a ding before I go on. So these were the polishes I used. This is a Butter London that Tiffany gave me called Sunbaker. And this is Spoiled Vitamin C. This is an old one. So what I do is I use a dotting tool, and I take a little bit and I have too much there. I just dot it on and kind of blend it in with the dotting tool. And this sort of mani, it's really not going to show, especially if I put a little bit of this coarser spoiled glitter over the top. And I blend it in. So. And then when I finish my mani, I put top coat on it. So I'll give that a second dry, and then I'll top coat it. And then once the top coat has dried, then I'll start clean up. And this is what I usually use. It's a concealer brush by e.l.f. And I got these from Target. And they don't always have them in stock, but when they do, I grab a bunch of them because they don't last terribly long, but they're only $1. And I have my pump with acetone and glycerin in it. And I make a pool in the bowl like this, and then I scrape my brush so that it's not too wet, because I don't want it really wet. So if I have one like this that has a lot of around it, I'll use a Q-tip first. And I like these ones with the pointed ends. And I'll use that to get the bulk of it off, but you can't get too close with it, otherwise you just make a mess. So, but it's good for getting a lot of it off, especially if the polish is really pigmented. So once I've done that, I will get my brush wet and I'll go in like this. And I'll clean my brush on the pad as I go, so I'm not spreading the colour around. So you can see that comes off pretty quickly. So when you get to the sides, what I do is I take my thumb and I pull the skin back like this. And then I can get in there without taking the polish off my fingernail as well. And that way you can get a lot closer if you pull the skin back a bit like that. So on this side I can't do it with my thumb, so what I do is I push my finger down on the surface and I'm pushing it this way so that it pulls the skin away for me. So I can do it like this. So I do it this side, and then I turn my finger around and I do it this way, because there's always bits I miss that you can't see when you got, even if you got it flat like this, there are bits you can't see there, and the camera always sees them. So I turn my hand around like this, and I go in this side with it like this. And the reason I top coat first is because I find that I'm less likely to make a mistake and take off my manicure by accident. But if I do, what I do is I go back in with the dotting tool and I'll do it again. So I don't know if you can see there. I can't see what I'm videoing, so it's much cleaner. So if you've got too much acetone on your brush and you find it flooding, just touch it to the pad and it will take a little bit off for you. But this is very easy and it makes it look like you did it perfect the first time around. And that's all there is to that. Pulling the skin again and turn and do the other side. And you'll find if you do that, your manicures come out looking a lot neater. And then when I finish that and I've done all my nails, then I'll wait to make sure it's all dry, and then I'll put oil on it just to put some oil back where the acetone has taken it out. But that's it. That's how I do it.